Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today we're making Greek Revani cake. It is semolina cake soaked in syrup. It has different names and different variations. It depending on the region. In Turkey and Greece it's called Revani, in Lebanon namura, and in Egypt it's called basbousa. Revani is one of the classic syrup cakes, and it's served everywhere in Turkey and Greece, in every single restaurant, and of course it's better to be enjoyed next day. In a large mixing bowl, sift 500 grams or 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Sometimes it's better to double sift your flour so more air incorporates into your finished product. To give our cake a lot of rise, we're gonna add 3 teaspoons of baking powder. And also to balance the flavors, we're gonna add half a teaspoon of salt. Add 250 grams or 1.5 cups of fine semolina. And you could use either white or yellow. I like the yellow one since it gives a nice color to your cake. Remove zest from 1 large orange, and you do that before you juice the orange. We're gonna get about a tablespoon of orange zest and set it aside, and then we need to juice our oranges. So I'm gonna use that one, the naked one, and I'm also gonna use another one because I need to get 1 cup of fresh orange juice. And here I have it. I think just about 1 cup of orange juice. Separate 6 large eggs into egg whites and egg yolks, and we're gonna use both. I'm gonna show you my method. So I have 3 cups here. They're clear cups, clear glass cups. I'm gonna drop the egg in one, then I'm gonna fish out the yolk, and I'm gonna put it in another cup. And that egg white of course gets examined for any traces of blood or anything, shells, and then it gets poured into another cup, a third cup, and then you just repeat the process. And then here you have 6 egg yolks and 6 egg whites, perfectly separated. In another mixing bowl, we're gonna add 300 grams or 1.5 cups of softened butter. It has to be soft. And then we're gonna add our sugar. We need 150 grams in total, but we're gonna add 100 grams to the butter, and we're gonna keep the 50 grams for the egg whites to be beaten. Then we need to whip up the butter until it's fluffy and very light in color, just like that. You see, like that. To our whipped butter, we're gonna add our egg yolks and also the orange zest. And use an electric mixer. We don't need to whip anything, we just need to combine all the ingredients. Now here's the option for the orange juice, because we need to add the orange juice. You can add it directly to the dry ingredients, or you can add it slowly to your butter and sugar mixture, and you have to do it slowly because orange juice is water, butter is fat. It's obviously not gonna mix in perfectly, but at least we have it in there. Now we're gonna add that mixture to our dry ingredients, and using the spatula we're gonna try to make a dough. And at first we're gonna use the spatula. When it's gonna be too hard to mix it with a spatula, we're just gonna use our hands. I have to tell you, I'm making this cake for the first time. I made a basbousa cake several times, and in most of the basbousa recipes there's yogurt that's used in the dough, and it's much easier to mix in. This is a very traditional recipe, and due to the high fat content, it's very delicious. So we need to mix this dough into the soft paste. Add 6 egg whites to the medium bowl, and we're gonna start whipping it with this whipping attachment of your mixer on a very high speed until it becomes very foamy like that. And we're going to add that 50 grams of sugar that we reserved from the whole amount. Sugar will stabilize our egg whites and will allow them to whip to the full potential, like that, to the stiff peaks. And at that point, we're going to stop. And now it's going to be quite a process. We need to mix in the egg whites into our dough. Take your time, please. Don't beat the egg whites. Allow them to incorporate slowly into your dough, and you will see when you start adding portion by portion of your egg whites and slowly incorporating them into the dough will become a little bit softer, and it will be much easier to add your egg whites. When the last portion is added, do those kind of turning motions to incorporate them, and so everything is mixed in thoroughly. And then here's our batter. Then generously butter your baking dish, and I'm using this oblong baking dish. You could use round, you could use square, rectangular, whichever one you have, but make sure it is a not very shallow dish, so it has some depth to it. Pour this batter into the baking dish, and using the spatula we just need to even it up a little bit, so it's not thicker on one side or thinner on the other side, and that's pretty much it. We just need to decorate it a little bit, and you could use pistachios. I'm using chopped pistachios. You could use walnuts, you could use almonds, you could use coconut flakes. And this cake is ready to go into the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes. In the meantime, let's make a soaking syrup. It's 500 grams of sugar, 300 grams of water, and 2 tablespoons of orange liqueur. So we're gonna combine sugar and water. I'm gonna place it on the stove and wait for it to boil. And when it starts boiling process, we're gonna boil it for exactly 1 minute. And at this point, you can add your flavoring. You can add your cognac, or I'm adding Grand Marnier, which is orange liqueur. You can add rum, lemon juice, orange juice, whatever you want. When your cake is out of the oven, we're gonna slice it first because we need the syrup to soak into the whole entire cake to the bottom too. So I'm just gonna slice it. The traditional way to slice it is into diamond shape, so I'm gonna figure out how to do it into oblong dish, and I think I am getting the diamond shape pieces in here. And then slowly, ladle by ladle, we're gonna start pouring our syrup. We're gonna pour half of the syrup into our cake because it needs to soak in all the syrup before we add more. So here I have half of the syrup left. I might not add the whole amount. I'll see how it goes. But we're gonna define our diamond shape in here, and also create a little bit more room for the syrup to get into the cake. Then we're gonna wait 30 minutes and then pour some more syrup. Just pour also maybe a couple ladles and see how your cake goes. It's gonna start looking watery, but don't worry. All this syrup is gonna get incorporated into this cake. And then you can also add a little bit more pistachios. And it's taste time for this cake finally. I didn't wait 24 hours for this cake to be soaked into that syrup because I was just impatient. I wanted to try it right away. But if you do wait overnight, you will get much better experience of this cake. It's going to be much softer and syrupy. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit that notification bell. And also follow me on Instagram, where I post a lot of shorter videos for you to watch. Thank you.